I get a lot of questions about, Leon, how can he just leave or walk away? Or my male friends, man, how can she just leave or walk away? Well, for me, I was able to do that, and it started in my childhood because I had fears, and some of my fears were I had feared women because of what they had done to me, my babysitter, my cousins, and so forth. And so I go through life like I can't be scared of girls. I'm a boy. I'm a young man. I'm not supposed to be scared of girls, and that would always haunt me. And so I had to create this different person that wasn't scared of girls, but I was. And so I had to. It was a facade. It was a fake person, which led later on into my narcissism, right? And so I became this guy that was like overbearing, cocky, arrogant. So I started working on my exterior to attract women, but I did never work on my interior, my morals, my heart, my spirit, my soul, my character, my integrity. I worked on my exterior, so I started working out, started grooming myself, and so that was to attract the women because deep down inside, I feared women. Feared women. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle them, but I could get them. I could get them, and I couldn't keep them. So that in my relationship, that caused me to not have staying power or longevity. So I would get women and not keep them. So I began to develop this sense of escapism, avoiding. I learned that in therapy, running away when times got tough, when times got hard, when she asked us the hard questions, when she talked about commitment. So when a narcissistic man or a man that has a traits or a man that just that doesn't tell you that he feels you or likes you and he just leaves, those are the men that have childhood issues because they developed something as a child, but didn't correct it as they got older as an adult. They had fears, maybe like me. I feared women, but then I was like, I'm a little boy. I can't fear women. So now I had to figure out a way to dominate women, to attract them, to keep them, to mislead them, to discard them, to hurt them, right? To lie to them, and then to make them feel like they weren't important to me, so that I can feel better about myself. And so when men leave relationships now, it's because of their childhood issues, something that they didn't fix. The fears. Maybe they lost their mother. Maybe they didn't have a great relationship with their mother. Maybe their mother discarded them. Maybe their mother left them. All those things happened to me, but I had a great relationship with my mom later on. I always had a loving, caring relationship with my mother, but when she started getting high, it kind of dissipated, right? So when you ask yourself, well, why did he leave? How could he just go? Because his childhood issues allow him to create this person that will later on deflect, avoid, push women away, not want to commit. And that's the main thing about why men walk away after 3 months, a year, boop, gone. They go to the next woman, they can start over because she doesn't really know who he is. And so fear of commitment, right? Not wanting to stay, for long periods of time, not wanting to commit, not wanting to be in a relationship, but they'll tell you those things in the beginning to attract you, to make you feel good about him being a good man, when in all actuality, I wasn't. I would tell women a lot of different things. And so just to keep them around for the time being, because again, I had fears, and those fears from my childhood would come up every time I get with a woman that I liked. I think she liked me, but I knew after a period of time, I wasn't going to be in a state. I wasn't going to be able to keep her around because I didn't know how to commit. And I made myself know and realize that I didn't want to commit. Right. So if they don't fix those childhood issues, they had the fears of women like I did when I was a little boy and a young adult. If they don't fix those childhood issues, they're going to, their appearance is going to be sharp. They're going to be well groomed. They're going to be good looking. They're going to be buff, have muscles, have a beard, have great hair, a fresh haircut. But if they don't fix the inside, their morals, their character, their integrity, they're going to still be that little boy at 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 years old on the inside. But you'll be attracted to them. So you'll work on trying to keep them around. But they have to fix that themselves. You can't possibly fix it. And they'll never come clean and say, you know what? I got fears that you might walk away from me, so I'm just going to leave you first. Narcissistic people, Leons, just leave first, right? Instead of explaining themselves. So that's why I was one of those guys that would just poof, pop up, leave, walk away, disappear, ghost, right? And so if you're having an issue, that's probably what it is. But until he or she goes to therapy, because women do that to men too, until he or she goes to therapy and have that one-on-one with the therapist, they're not going to be able to face it. They're not going to want to face those issues. A lot of us run away from our childhood issues, our childhood atrocities, our childhood neglect and abuse, right? And discard. So until they go to therapy and they face that Leon, that one-on-one conversation through talk therapy, you're not going to get the answers. They'll just poof, leave and walk away. And then guess what? They'll start over with the next person. All right, y'all have a great night.